Hey, Loco sports fans, welcome to another edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown, where StreamYard always likes to put Wes Kerr on mute. But Wes Kerr is with me, Justin Jarrett, for a Friday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. We got, as we were saying before the show, a lot to talk about, Wes. We were just together on, Tuesday night?
Yeah, Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday night we hung out.
Yeah.
But a lot has gone on in the last few days, including big news for USCB that really impacts the whole area. Some funding coming from Beaufort County for the Convocation Center. So still some pieces of the puzzle to put together there, but the funding is starting to come together for that Convocation Center at USCB, which is incredible. And it was also a big day for USCB on the Diamonds because softball and baseball both with wins to open their Peach Belt Conference series. Softball we kind of expected, but baseball shocking Columbus on the road 10-9. So that's exciting. We got a lot of high school baseball. I'm repping May River because my son's a JV Shark. Had a good night last night at HHCA. But the varsity had a great week for May River. They take 2 out of 3 from Bishop England after a 14-4 win tonight. The bats were ringing for the Sharks tonight, and they now are tied with Bishop England in the region and have the head-to-head. So Sharks looking good. Lots of other baseball and softball going on tonight, as well as boys and girls soccer. And we had a full slate of soccer last night as well, and quite a few baseball games. So we have a lot to talk about. How you been over there, Wesley?
I'm doing great.
On the call this afternoon.
Fired up after that softball game. Tremendous performance. And Madison Murphy was unreal. One hit allowed by Murphy and a complete game shutout. Just absolutely cruised. 1 hour and 15 minutes, and it was just a spectacular effort from USCB. The offense showed up early, got 5 runs in the first, and benefited from a couple of errors, but they were swinging the bat really well, and just awesome to see, especially when they only scored, I believe, like 2 runs in 3 games or something like that, or 2 runs in 2 games the last series, or in the last series against Georgia College. But this was completely different, and just awesome to see this team gain some momentum and find that offense early and kind of run with that as it went along. And then, of course, Madison Murphy doing her thing in the circle. And this is what I expected, maybe not to this degree, but certainly more of what I expected from USCB in conference play after their great start earlier on in the year. So a big time went home, and now the chance to take 2 more tomorrow, which I think that right now there's a lot of excitement to be had about the way this team approached this game against Flagler, but certainly a lot more work to be done over there. And then, but the shocker of the night, baseball coming in the first same, and as you said, they had it their way, although they barely hung on 10-9.
It was a whopper of a game.
It was a whopper of a game, but yeah. The Cougars got USCB up 3. Cougars got 2. They brought the tying run to scoring position, and then Cole Thomas. Cole Thomas has been such an incredible asset in the bullpen this year. He got the job done, got the save. So they found their high leverage reliever. It's Cole Thomas. He's the guy.
Yeah, I saw them put him in after they got in that trouble in the 9th, and I immediately was like, "Oh, good," because Wes told me the other day that he's been looking good. So that's the guy. That's the guy you want in there, and he was able to nail it down. And
I mean, Joe Turner was solid. I mean, gave him an opportunity, but the real story was the offense coming alive. Nico Barcel with a home run, I believe, is 2nd of the year, but Noah Campbell and Cooper McDaniel top the lineup, multi-hit games, and Terry Dean continuing to impress at the catcher position. So, these guys are starting to mature offensively, and the pitching is just doing enough. As Max and I said, I mean, the offense has been, encouraging the last couple of weeks. Even when they've been losing, the offense has been competitive. So, now you're just starting to see the offense continue to improve, but also the pitching deliver and the bullpen getting better and giving them an opportunity to win more games. And that's you saw it in the Embry-Riddle game. That kind of seems where things really started to turn around for them. They had tough games against the Aiken series, but they got that win on Sunday, and now they've won 2 in a row in conference play after losing the first 17. So that's a
crazy.
Yeah. that's baseball
Yeah,
for you. We'll
it
see
sure is.
how
Um,
long they can keep this run going, but just nice to see.
Sometimes you just need to see one go through the
Yeah,
net, you know?
yep, yep,
And they have seen that,
yep.
and now maybe they can pull off a series win tomorrow. That would
Yes, that
be
would be
tremendous.
that would be big time. Just against the very good Columbus State team, like right there at the top of this Peach Belt Conference. I mean, that would be that would be a huge step forward for this program and for Brian Lewis in this first season, trying to build up. As this first season comes to an end, if they can pull off a series win on the road against a team like Columbus State, that's a giant step in the right direction for this program as we move forward toward the end of the season. And I'm sure Brian Lewis has to be happy about the direction this team has followed in these last couple of games. It's encouraging for this
Yeah,
program.
starting to rally.
Yep.
Definitely. Oh, it's 13-7. There it is. I
Yep.
just accidentally
No problem.
undid this thing that I didn't mean to undo. So yeah, I was trying to get us some scores together here, but the show tonight brought to you as always by our all-star sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning, our founding sponsor, and they can help you with all your legal needs right in downtown Bluffton. But they're our official real estate closing attorney and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. And I got to tell you, Hilton Head Christian Academy baseball in a little trouble at Lawrence Manning tonight. They're down 10-6 in the fifth. They got down early. They've been trying to fight back. They got down to a 4-run deficit now, but still some work to do for HHC on the road. But Mickelson Law Firm, there for all your legal needs in downtown Bluffton. And WHHI TV, our partner in local sports coverage and the source for local news in Hilton Head and all around the Low Country. We are our one dedicated local news station in Southern Beaufort County, and we appreciate WHHI TV and everything they do, and we love to be a partner with them, and hope our friend Marcus Walsh is having a lovely evening, and we'll have a great weekend, and we'll see him back on the show next week, I'm sure. So thanks to WHHI TV for their support. But Wes, you mentioned it off the air before the show, but we got a couple Donnybrooks going in the NCAA tournament as well. St. John's and Duke down to the wire, Alabama and Michigan close to halftime.
What a story that St. John's team has been.
Absolutely.
I mean, this would
But
be
last night was the end of an era. Nick
yes,
Pringle's
Nick Pringle is
college, unless he somehow gets another year. I don't know.
Yep, it looks like well, I think he's used them up at this point, but it has been a heck of a run for Pringle. I mean, all the stops started at all the way back at Wofford, if you remember back very long ago, and then
all
he went
2020.
Yes, and he went to the JUCO route, but of course got to Alabama and went to the Final Four with Nate Oates. And speaking of Alabama, they're in a big game right now against Michigan. But and then had that year at South Carolina, got to go back home to Palmetto State, and then they continued to talk really highly and strongly about Pringle. He missed a couple of games in the first week of the tournament, came back and made his presence known. A couple of big time buckets. He was active defensively. He even got an interview between I think at halftime. I think they interviewed him and talked to him. So that's he's been known nationally. And
yeah, I mean, he became kind of a media darling. I mean, everybody loves him, and he's got some personality to it for the same reason we love him. Everybody else does too. And he was kind of a media darling that year with Alabama when they went to the Final Four. So I think you can tell like his name is like known to NCAA tournament audiences. You can tell like they talk about him.
And even the casual
more
fans,
than most players.
You get excited about a player like that because
not
only can he he does the height to throw it down, but he's active defensively. Like I said, he's picking up a couple of big plays, big blocks throughout his career there, and just really fun to watch. One of those guys, and not only that, he has a big heart. He's just a great personality off the court, and it's one of the guys you root for. And it's really cool to see him. Just a kid from Seabrook, Well Branch, and recovering him his senior year, and so he led the Warriors to that state championship game. Just an awesome story. So many great memories just covering him here, and then watching him at the college level. And now we'll see where the next chapter will lead him. But you got to think that if not locally, he's going to find somewhere in Europe, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say, he's gonna get paid to play basketball for a few years at least. I just don't know what continent it
Yep.
will be on. I mean, he's got the potential, I think, to catch on somewhere, and I think he could be one of those guys who kind of bounces around on 10-day contracts and stuff, who can come in and be a rim defender for you for a couple of weeks and hold it down while somebody's hurt or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to that point at some point. But I think also, he and Ryle Owens are tight, and Ryle is going to try. Ryle's going to do his best to kind of help nurse
Yeah.
Nick through that and help him navigate it. And so I have no doubt that he's going to find a place he can go play ball somewhere and have a nice life doing it. Overseas for a
That's
good
the
while.
goal.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's the type of guy who I wouldn't be surprised if he came home at some point
Yeah.
and
I
did some
was
kind of
thinking about that,
nonprofit thing or
someone who,
coached,
yep,
built a
right.
AAU program or something like that.
He
I
seems
think
like
he's
that type of guy, especially he's done that Trace for
yeah,
Trade initiative. He loves to give back, so I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised if he ends up at some point coming back to the Loco to help the next
Well, and
generation.
of course, I mean, their boys basketball coach right now is Coach
Yeah,
Faber, who's already retired once, maybe twice. He's time limited at to
right.
some degree, and they just hired Dee Delaney as their football coach. So
Right.
it's not unreal to think that in 5 years' time, that he might decide he's played enough overseas and come home and do it, or 10 years' time or whatever. But that'd be cool to see. But he's not done, and it's been fun
No,
watching him. But it'll be our fixture of Loco March Madness connection is gone now. We're getting
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else to go big time.
yeah, yeah.
Although we do have Devin Yard, whose
We do indeed.
Vermont
Yep,
team was
she
in
made her
the
debut
in the
with
tournament this
Vermont,
year.
so
Yeah,
maybe we'll see how her career goes. But yeah, always cool to have representatives from the Low Country in the NCAA tournament, which especially a big name like Nick Pringle and his success. It's been awesome. So wish him all the best, and certainly excited to see where his career goes from here because I think he's got a very bright couple of years in store ahead of him. So
yeah,
just big props, Nick, for just the journey that he took, unconventional but very successful. So
yeah.
it's been good to see his ride pay off.
Yeah. So we got some scores scrolling across the bottom for you now. I noted it at the top, but the big news on the high school baseball front tonight, I would have to say, is May River
Sharks.
14-4 over Bishop England, and
Ooh,
they lost the first game of that series and then came back and won the next two, which is the same thing they
oh,
did
nice.
against Tilton Head. So that tells you a little bit that the back end
Yep.
pitching depth is there for the Sharks, because they have a little bit more in the tank usually in game three than the other teams do. And the bats are really, I don't think they expected this to be an explosive offensive team necessarily this year, but they're putting up some numbers. Christian Beckman is swinging the heck out of it, and they just got a kind of a workmanlike, lineup that puts the ball in play, makes things happen. Jordan Reed's a dude. At the top of the lineup. So they got some dynamic players, but I don't know that they expected the offense to be putting up 14 on a
Bishop
Bishop
England
England. So it's a good sign.
very much is. I'm excited to see. I haven't seen him yet in person. Looking forward to, but May River showing out offensively. You just look at the youth level and a couple of the youth levels, especially Dixie or Diamond Youth now, and the players
Mhm.
they developed, including your guys, the Waves, and
Well, and then we
um,
got guys moving in from all
yeah,
over the
that's
place.
right. They've been getting some transfers or just guys who have
Yeah.
been other places to come down here to near the beach and play some ball, and it's been
Mhm.
really, really cool and a pleasant surprise to see May River's offense to be at this level. I may expect it to be competitive, but 14 on Bishop England, that shows that they are they're ready and they're prepared to make a big statement in 4A and in this region. So not only get the series win, you get that head-to-head tiebreaker now over Bishop England. You already took series over Hilton Head, and Hilton Head with a
Yep.
nice sweep by the way, as well over
Yep.
Buford. That
Yeah.
offense looked
Yeah,
tremendous.
Buford's sitting
Yeah.
0-6 in
Yep.
region right now. It's
Oh
looking
my, that
looking a
is
little rough over there right now.
yeah, that's
Um,
not that's very uncharacteristic of that Buford baseball program. That's a team that's been very competitive throughout the last couple of years. But good to see Hilton Head on the up and up in terms of that baseball program. And
I guess
I think May
technically
River,
Bluffton is in first place because they didn't play a series last week and then they
right?
swept it all to
But
this week, so they're
right,
3-0. But doesn't
yeah. Obviously, they have
there's
a
not
lot
you
more.
can't
Yeah,
glean a lot from that.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
very young. I mean, they got some guys that played with us that are
Yeah, I mean that Bluffton
on the
Maryville
varsity.
series should be intriguing. I think the Sharks have the edge in that matchup from what we have seen so far. But this youth of Bluffton is starting to become a factor, and I'm excited to see how those games will go later on in the year. But yeah, what a start to the season for May River baseball, and I mean I expected them to be competitive, but certainly not at this level. And the way they
Right.
pounded a great team, I'm all in to see what happens with this May River baseball program. Looking forward to seeing them in person. But man, they've got some dudes not only can swing the bat, but productive, patient hitters, and they've been known how to produce some runs this year. It's been exciting to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they can continue up this level of production and success as we get towards the back half of the season. But Hilton Head,
Big series next week. Sharks host Bluffton on Monday,
oh
at Bluffton on
yes,
Wednesday, back
yes,
at the Tank on Friday. So
oh man,
should be a
that's
good time.
fantastic. Yes, that I'll definitely be in attendance for a couple of those games, especially next week. USCB baseball and softball will be on the road, so I'll be able to catch a lot more of high school ball that next week. So that's exciting coming up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sharks and the Bobcats, terrific rivalry, and I really think it should be at a higher level this year with the success of this favorite team. But don't cut up Bluffton. I mean, I think
No,
you're going to kind of need to see a little bit more from them. Obviously, their first series was against Colleton County, so
yeah,
and they've only played one region series so far. They lost 6-0 to Lucy
right.
Beckham. But they got a couple of decent
I
wins
mean,
early on the
they
year.
handled their business against Colleton. Their
Yeah, I
team
mean,
was really
there were years
solid.
where Colleton, obviously Varner was a big part of that when he was there with his success in the mound. But it's 12-2, 7-2, 10-2. The way they put up runs, that's encouraging.
Yeah,
And the pitching was solid as well to just give up 2 runs in all three of those games. But I think Bluffton has the opportunity to hold their own. I think it should be a very intriguing series, but I just think May River has shown a lot more just in terms of their body of work, especially against Bishop England. But it all comes down to who can throw strikes and who can deliver when it comes to these weekend or not and weekend series in college, but in high school week
yeah,
series.
yeah.
Yeah.
Week
Yes.
long series,
Yep.
really. It's like a test match, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
But I love it. I
I
dig it.
enjoy it.
I like that setup. I like the 3-game series. That's kind of a fixture of baseball at to some degree.
Right.
And so I like it. Some of the leagues, they only do the 2 and doesn't do as much for me. Other big baseball scores, as I noted last night, Bluffton finished off the sweep of Colleton County with the 10-2 win. JP2 also won big last night. Bridges Prep beat St. John's. Hilton Head Christian over the Savannah Jaguars, and Hardyville 17-2 over Ridgeland. Eduardo Santiago with a no-hitter
Ooh,
for the
wow.
Canes.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. Miliano's older brother, Eduardo, was dealing Jay. Softball last night, Hanahan beat Battery Creek 15-0, and Legacy Christian 22-12 over North Walterboro Christian. And then tonight we had a bunch of baseball on tap starting the afternoon matchup. Hilton Head Prep beat JP2 8-3. So a matchup of two of our solid
Yeah,
teams
Hilden
there.
Prep still defending
Nice win
state
for the
champs
Dolphins. Yep.
yep, and Hilden Christian Academy also.
Right. I was trying to look up a couple of stats on that one for you and see who got the job done. Prep is still a really good team, and they banged them up a little bit. No, it was spread all throughout. Hauscher, Middleton, Britschke, uh, Diamond had 2 hits. I don't know who Diamond is, but that's a great baseball name.
It
Britschke
is.
and Perky doing the pitching.
But
Um,
some of these
so
guys, they've had the experience, they've had the success prior. So, you talk about those guys, the players that really need to lead the team for the underclassmen. They've done a good job of doing that, and yeah, that's a strong program with a lot of proud history uh, of these last few years.
Britschke must have hit a granny because he was 1 for 3 with a homer and 5 RBIs.
Ooh, wow.
He did have no, he had 2 sac flies. So, wow. So,
Yeah.
must have a 3-run homer
Well,
and 2 sac flies.
yep. Of course,
That's
Hilton Prep in 3A, Christian Academy, and JP2 in 4A. So
4A. Yeah. So, yeah. So they won't see each other in the
they will
playoff.
not. They will not. So, but we could have
Let
two
me
state
see.
champs just like we had last year. Prep's
Oh,
able to win it again.
true.
And
Hilton Head Christian chipping away against Lawrence Manning. They scored another one. It's now 10-7, bottom 5. 1 on, 2 out for the Swamp Cats. Hetzel on the mound for HHCA. Hilton Head 10-0 over Buford to finish off the sweep of the Eagles, and we mentioned Buford really struggling. I saw Zach Shipshack hit a homer tonight, freshman guy who's really good.
they have
And
a
I
couple
also
of
saw
really
that,
young, talented players on
yeah,
that. So
Larson and Shipshack are both crazy good. And then the Fontana boys are solid too. They got a lot of good players on that team, and more coming. I mean,
definitely.
HHBA has been doing the thing for a long time, and then people move here too, and and they got a good thing going. Bowman's a great leader. He's really carried on what Joel Clark started as far as culture goes, I think, and they got a good thing going over there. But Shipshack, I saw he was picked or invited to play for. Team USA in some kind of 15U event.
That's
So
fantastic.
that's cool. Very cool. Eagles got out of it in the 5th, 10-7 going to the 6th. I have to shout out the K Roger. The K Roger sparkling water mojito flavor sparkling water. This stuff is
Mojito.
so refreshing. I just picked
Fantastic.
some up the other day. It's a limited edition, so hopefully they're gonna keep making the mojito sparkling water for us. But and then looking at some. Oh wait, I didn't get through them all. Bridges Prep 10-0 over Edisto in baseball. Lake Marion beat Whale Branch 13-7. Carlton Prep 12-3 over Thomas Hayward, and we're tracking that HHCA game 10-7 going into the 6th. On the softball diamond tonight, JP2 took a rare loss 4-1 to Wilson Hall. Bluffton, let me see if that one's final yet. Bluffton was clinging to a 2-run lead against Hilton Head, your Seahawks, Wes, who have really turned a corner. Nikki Perry's doing a great job there. Bobcats hang on 4-2 in that one. So Bluffton softball with the win. Another solid young squad that's going to be good for a while. May River had a good day there's a tournament. I don't know what it's called, but it's at Westcott Park in Charleston, which is super cool park where they have like there's a big monster, like it's Boston and
Yeah.
Atlanta and San
Awesome.
Francisco. Like it's cool. But they're playing there, and May River beat Bamberg 3-0. Nice win. And then beat Dorman 4-3. Really solid. Beaufort lost their 2 games, 17-5 to Oceanside and 11-2 to Lexington. And then Lawrence Manning swept a doubleheader from HHCA. Carlton Prep blew out Thomas Hayward. And Legacy Christian, the Labs, they fell to Orangeburg Christian 20-16. And we played the Labs at some point this year. It's always fun when we play them. It's going to be wild. So that's your baseball and softball scores tonight. May River still kind of looking like the team to beat, I think, in that softball region. Prayers to Coach Hess, by the way. Coach Lisa Hess, she we text pretty frequently, and she's helped out and donated some stuff to help my program and stuff. And I texted her looking for some video of their game the other night because they had a wild one with Bluffton, and she didn't get back to me. And then last night she said, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I got hit by a line drive and had to go to the hospital, and I was like, "Holy cow!"
Oh,
So she's on the med now, and
oh
was able
man.
to coach from the dugout the other night, and she's I think she was back with the team.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez.
Hopefully she was back. I don't know
Yeah,
if she's back on the field yet because she may have a little PTSD from that, but scary, scary. But she seems to be
yeah, that's good.
recovering well and back out there. So just keep her in your thoughts, Coach Hess.
Absolutely.
Uh, Literally taking one for the team
Yeah.
out there. But they get a nice win, a couple nice wins today in that tournament. Soccer, I don't have a lot on the soccer front as far as
Sometimes the
scores.
scores will
People have
take a
been
while to get it to.
slow on the max
Yeah.
preps. But I do know
Well,
that,
the thing about soccer is that these games normally don't start until 7, and so
well,
we're
even
right.
like the night befores are sometimes slow to get
Mhm.
posted, but I do know that that the Hardyville Classico was last night. That would be Royal Live Oaks versus Hardyville. Royal Live Oaks girls took it 4-1. My girl Scarlett Ramos, she got dinged up and knocked out of the game, and that really took the wind out of our sails. It was 1-1 at half, and Royal put it on us in the second. But the boys, Misa's boys, salvaged the night with a 3-1 win over Royal Live Oaks to stay undefeated in region play. So I do know that much. I know Hampton County swept Barnwell 7-0 in the girls and 4-1 in the boys. And I saw that Orangeburg Wilkinson girls forfeited to Battery Creek. I know May River took care of Carleton County. I think those were both 10-0. And I'll keep looking for other scores. But have you gotten out to see any soccer yet this year? You've been tied up.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a little busy. All the big soccer nights I've had to do. I've been at
Yeah, I
Hardyville.
haven't been able to see anything
So
except
I'll definitely be at more as we get towards playoffs, and I'll have a little bit more free time to take in some soccer. It seems like every night I've been occupied when there's been a big soccer
right.
match going on. It's just nature of spring sports. You keep you everywhere at once.
Sure
There's so
is.
much going on throughout the area, and it's exciting. But then I think a lot of these teams are going to make some deep runs. I think the Mary River boys are looking solid. Hillman's girls have been excellent.
Yeah.
And of course,
Yeah,
the
they were
Hardy
playing
Bills.
Bluffton tonight, and I had half a mind to go over there, but if I did, it was going to be struggling to get back over here in time for a show. But Hilton had won 3-1 tonight. The girls over Bluffton, solid win.
Yep. Another good one for the Seahawks as they look to run the gauntlet in this region. They've been very, very impressive with they've done up to
That's
this
been
point.
pretty rare. I mean,
Especially
usually
this region now. I mean,
that's what I
I'm
mean.
sure they did it in their those peak state championship years in
Right.
the early 2010s, but it's certainly must have been a while since maybe they have a chance to have done that, especially with how good these allergies can get me said, but especially with how good these other teams are in this region. So big props to the Seahawks, especially that girls soccer team. You know what they say, football season sets the tone for the rest of the year, and it seems like all the
Absolutely.
basketball is a pretty solid year. You look at baseball, softball, soccer. It's true. If you have a good football year, it seems to follow all the other sports in the future.
HHCA Eagles are threatening. They have first and third with one out in the top of the sixth, and now they have two outs. Pop out to short. So they're going to need something with two outs here to chip away at this 10-7 lead. They'll still have one more at bat coming in the seventh, but you want to cash in here. Got a couple guys on. Josh Kepke coming up to bat.
All right.
So we'll see if
Fantastic.
he can get it in. Well, Jeff Riley has a couple of questions for us. Do we think high school baseball will adapt? No. There's way too much expense involved. There's zero chance of that happening. Athletic director at USCB. No, I don't know anything about that, but we do have some USCB news that we talked about briefly earlier, and that is that Beaufort County Council, in a narrow vote, 6-5, right, Wes?
Yes.
They approved $11 million to be set aside to help fund the USCB Convocation Center. I don't have the story in front of me, but I believe it was to the tune of $70 million that they had from the state, and that they needed roughly 100 million. So, we're getting up there. They're going to need a little bit more help
Yeah, they
with
got
some
47 million
private
from the
fundraisers.
state. They still need a little bit
47.
more funding to reach that $100 million total, but certainly the chances are rising in just terms of the amount that they're be able to get funded and as they work towards this convocation center. But yeah, I mean that's a big step forward for this project, and it's exciting to see things starting to potentially fall into place with this convocation center and just the potential for what it can do for the community, not just USCB, but the events it could host for the community at large. And it's very very exciting because this is something that could be an absolute game changer in so many different ways for the area and for these young people, for the school in general. It's starting to get really exciting and a big step forward with the vote there. So I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to seeing that this idea that was we first heard about it last summer in a press conference at USCB, and now this is a big time day and step in this goal that USCB has put together, that we want to build a state of the art convocation center to be the place where this community can come together and celebrate and achieve big time goals, not just in athletics but concerts certainly will take place there. Other big time academic athletic events. I think that if you have this convocation center, you got to think that volleyball could be coming soon to USC. I mean, I feel like that's the natural step forward. That's
Right.
I guess because right now the gym that they have now, it's a terrific place to. But I feel like adding a real big time convocation center,
Oh yeah.
that
Well,
would
yeah,
really yeah.
it was a non-starter to add volleyball in the current gym because it would have taken the gym offline for your
Right.
basketball teams
Yeah.
all fall,
But now
and
now
that's
if you have
just
that
not
convocation center,
happening.
that will change everything in terms of the
Right,
possibilities of what we could see for USCB, and then, potentially some high school state championships or some, big time,
right.
um
Your high school graduations,
yep, graduation,
concerts, like,
etcetera, yeah.
it'll be a great thing for us, and hopefully we can actually get that done. And no, I don't have any news about the AD search. I know that they should be getting pretty close, I would think, to moving on that. Max Arash has come in the back door like a thief in the night.
Yep.
What's going on, buddy? Were you on a call
Okay.
tonight with Wes?
Yes.
I was on the
Yeah,
call with them
good game
in
out
what
there.
might be
Yes.
the shortest softball game I've ever called
Right?
in
I
terms
couldn't believe when you
Yeah,
sent me
hour and
the final
15 minutes, I
score.
believe, as
well,
Madison Murphy
an
and
hour and 16 minutes. I
yeah.
just, it was very short, but very quick to the punch. I mean, they got hot straight away in the first inning, and then just continued to absolutely wear and tear
It
on
was
Flagler.
it was short and sweet.
And Flagler made so many just mistakes
Yep.
in that game that it was
Yeah, I mean,
unlike what I expected.
USCB took
Flagler
advantage
to do.
of two big errors early. They put up that 5 spot
Yeah,
in the first. But at the same time, you got to give credit to USCB's offense for putting together some more runs at key times. You look at what Emma Reynolds was able to do in the 9 spot she drove into. Taylor Chang with a big time hit, and then you look at
yeah.
Kayla Eubanks, that bases clearing double.
No,
Yeah, just
I said she's
yep,
due for something,
yep,
and sure enough, she gets a bases clearing double to really put USCB in a position to basically
yeah. I
mercy
mean, they
rule.
had the chance to
Um,
that pretty much gave them the run roll win at that point. You
yeah,
you
right
you,
then
you
and
knew that
there.
Madison Murphy wasn't going to give up anything. So once that happened,
Yeah, and I think hold on, I think the one thing for me, obviously this is a great game. You still have 2 games to go, and
but
we have seen enough times, and this always worries me. Is game 2? I still think to this day is probably going to be their most important game
yep.
tomorrow,
Well,
because I think they need to get a solid outing from whoever is going to be in the circle. It's not going to be
right.
Madison Murphy, obviously, but it's got to be someone that
Well, you could start Murphy in game 2.
you could. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad bad idea. I mean, she
What I'm
always
saying
did.
is, look, I mean, if Madison was obviously tremendous, gave up just one hit, you could go back to her with the momentum riding high and try to take
Not a
that
bad
series. Of
idea.
course, if you lose that one, then you got to go the rest of whoever else you have left.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a valid decision. Like it's a valid debate. Like I don't
I
know
mean,
how
the other
many teams
thing,
do that in terms of like you have your ace pitch the first two or leave her for game
right?
three.
But
Yeah.
the thing for me, like I would if
I don't know.
there
I
was
think I think you could go either way. In my opinion.
yeah, you could.
I do too.
I would be more safe to put Madison in, and the reason I would say that is just you look at the last couple series for USCB. Obviously, they got swept by Lander, but that's a very solid
I
Lander
just
program.
think that you want to take this series. I mean, I think this is a series
Right.
You need it.
you need to
I
win.
think you
The
need
question
I
is,
agree.
do you want to put your best pitcher out there game two and go all in to win that second game, or
Well, here's the thing: she didn't even go all the way 2 times through the order, right?
right?
No.
I mean, yes. I mean, she's.
So,
I mean,
I
she
mean,
should be.
I would put her in. I mean, that's just my opinion. And the other reason why I would say
Well,
that
the other
is
thing is you
because-
could save her. You could let her close that first one.
yeah, but I would
You know,
the
let
problem for me
somebody
is
go
You
one
can't
time
where
through the
pitchers
order
have
and
come
then
in the
bring her
close
in.
and they start the next one. It's
Yeah.
the problem for me is it's not that I think they should put Madison Murphy in, and the reason for me is because game two for the last few series for USCB when it comes to conference play, whether it's Cassie Brunage or Emily Morgan or someone else
Yeah.
who starts in the circle, we have not seen a solid outing from any of the
Yeah.
pitchers who are in the circle during game two, and it's frustrating because you put Madison Murphy back out there, and they're basically the rubber match, and by the second time
it's
they see
Yeah.
Madison
I guess it's
Murphy,
one of those situations where like
Yeah. I
you
mean, 6
you
to 1
desperately
had
need a
that.
series win
Yeah.
at this point.
at
So,
this point, yes.
yeah, I mean,
agree.
I obviously I can see it going either way. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but either way, they'll have Madison Murphy for at least one of those games. They try to clinch the series, and I think you got to be feeling good about your offense, especially you chased their best pitcher
Yeah.
in one inning. It was.
But I'm
I
with
said
you, Max. I think I personally would roll Madison Murphy out there game one tomorrow.
yeah. Well,
Just because
I would
she had light duty,
Yeah.
didn't even make it 2 times through the
I
order.
mean, hey,
So,
if they continue to play offense like they did today, if they do that for the next 2 games, it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough to beat.
I mean,
them
obviously
regardless.
there were errors that play a part of it, but even so, I thought the offense was playing well.
The
and
offense was pounding.
Yeah.
And this, like, I mean, you and I talked about it on the pregame show, Wes. Like, we saw this USCB team score 3 runs in 3 games against Georgia College, obviously on the road. It's not an easy place to play at, but only one of those 3 runs came within the next 2 games, or the last 2 games, I should say. Like, this is a different looking offense than we saw a weekend ago. Yeah, obviously Flagler had some mistakes that did cost them greatly, but this USCB team was getting hits. They were finding ways to get on base. They were capitalizing when they could. This was a different looking offense than what we had seen basically a week ago. So I like where they're at. If they can keep this going, we've said it before. If they play offense like they can and are able to score runs, get deep into counts, and make pitchers work for it, it's going to be very tough to beat this USCB team.
No doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting. But Max, I'm sure you heard about the baseball over in Burger King
Yeah.
Stadium.
Burger
Yeah.
King Stadium.
It was a whopper.
I mean, where has this USCB team come from? I mean, we saw them struggle through pretty much most of the season, and then you get their first conference win. I guess that would be a massive weight taken off your shoulder. if you
Yeah,
get
I
your
mean,
first
look,
conference win
getting
over a
that
very
first,
solid-
yeah,
a
I
very
think
solid
you play a
USCB
lot more loose after you get that first one. I think,
Correct.
but I just think I mean, what I said earlier is what you've said how well the offense has come along even in losses.
Yeah.
But they another game where they score like over 8 runs or so, and normally those give you a good chance to win. And this time, it certainly wasn't the prettiest performance on the mound, but you're able to do enough. And
Yes.
give credit to they were able to bullpen it together with Western and Jake Rice again. Came up big, and of course Cole Thomas with the save. Cole Thomas has been the guy, and He's become that high leverage, reliever that they've been able to use to get themselves out of Dodge, and got the save in the ninth. But
Well, the other thing is, like, I look at them this season. They've had enough games where they've scored enough runs, but have given up more runs than they've scored.
Yeah.
And they average. I like a lot of these games. They're scoring high numbers. I mean, they're getting anywhere from 5 to
they put up
maybe
6
7, 8
runs in the
runs a
seventh.
game. But it's the teams are scoring probably 9.
They were down. So they were
10
down 7 to
runs.
3. They were down 7 to 3 after 6. They scored 6 to take the lead.
If the pitching was like what they're playing now, where they can hold them off to a certain amount of runs, I feel like this team would have a much different record than they do right now. Like I truly believe that, because this offense.
Well, yeah, if they had better pitching that held them to fewer runs, they would have a better record.
If they had better pitching, like, because the offense is there, it is definitely there. The defense is pretty solid too. You don't see a whole lot of errors for them during the games, although that USC Aiken series had quite a few, but. That offense is scoring runs. It's just the pitching has been the issue and the story this year. But these last 2 games, the pitching has done just enough for them to win 2 in a row. If they can keep this going, I'm intrigued to see what USCB can get out of it for the rest of this series.
Exactly.
Yep. Some soccer news. Let's see. I told you about a couple last night. We told you that Hilton Head girls beat Bluffton 3-1 tonight. How about JP2 girls still undefeated? They beat Coastal Homeschool 3-0 tonight. They are 9-0.
Wow.
So JP2 girls soccer looking really good.
Good
Let's see who did the scoring. Man, my computer's being weird. Hollis Melnick scored off a corner from Ayla Reynolds, who's committed to Charleston, I believe. Emma McCamey and Evelyn Melnick each added a goal. Finley Henderson and Audrey Bowler with an assist apiece. And Millie Cornejo played 60 minutes in goal, recording 2 key saves. And Evelyn Melnick played the last 20. So good win. They go to First Baptist on Monday. For JP2 girls.
Good for them. Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, looking solid. Win. Coached by former Sand Shark legend Haley Pena, one of the Cali girls, the Cali girl squad. HHP girls are also looking awfully good.
They usually are.
Prep. Yeah. They're always a unit. They beat Carlton Prep 10-0. That's their 3rd straight 10-0 win after an 8-0, an 8-1, and a 10-0. They did lose to Frederica Academy back on February 25th, but Risa McMillan said that team was incredible, off the charts good. Yeah. So Hilton Prep looking
place to go play
very good again.
Baseball at. Yeah, it's always fun to go down there. I always enjoyed going to St.
Simon's, right?
Island. Yeah, St. Simon's Island. Yeah.
That's where isn't that where Adam Wainwright went?
What for school?
Yeah, didn't he go to high school at Frederica?
I think so. I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of golfers down in St. Simon's that live there.
Oh yeah,
they love St. Simon's. Yeah,
beautiful place. Jekyll's
just beautiful
too. I love Jekyll. How about, have we seen a boys soccer score tonight, Wes, from Hilton Head Bluffton? Or have you been looking?
I tell you what, that Hilton Head girls team is something.
They're a unit.
They have something put together there. They really
and the May River boys are looking awfully put together as well. No, yes. I don't see any boys soccer scores tonight.
Same
yet.
With May River baseball as well. May River baseball's got something put together.
Big time winning tonight, 14-4 over Bishop England.
Still awaiting a boys score. I have not seen one. They can be a little slow sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't see anything up there yet.
Speaking of baseball, what was I seeing? So obviously Hardyville played Bridgeland the other day.
17-2, and a no hitter from Eduardo Santiago.
Yes, that's right. So what did I see on our group chat today regarding Bridgeland?
Wes was confused because he thought I had a game last night because it said on Max Preps that we were playing Ridgeland last night, but Ridgeland softball didn't.
So I'm I'm shocked that Richland put a baseball team together this year. I was kind of shocked by that.
Well, they have a brand new baseball softball complex at their school now. So that's probably, gotten some excitement, and we're supposed to be getting one coming down the pike for us too. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
But Eduardo. So we're really good when one of the Santiago boys is on the mound.
Eduardo's really come into his own this year because he had some good moments last year, but struggled a little bit. But he's really stepped into his own as a senior this year. I'm very happy to see where he's at. Yep. But Emiliano's always a dog whenever he's on the mound. So I'm always happy to watch him play.
It gives us a chance every time out. So, but let's see, HHCA. I forgot to keep updating you guys on HHCA because they were down, but now it's 10-9.
Oh,
it's 10-9.
They're on the road too, so they'd be they had to travel to Florence, correct?
They're at Lawrence Manning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they're down 10-9, top of the 7th, but they have 2nd and 3rd with 1 out for Roman Colella.
Oh, jeez.
And Roman is 0 for 1 tonight with a walk.
I gotta get it on now. Hold on. I got to get my game changer out.
So Romander is going to try to and Roman has tied it with an RBI single up the middle. They are at the corners.
No. I think they just took the lead.
Nope. He scored. They took the lead. Yep. 2-run single for Roman Colella. HHCA now leads 11-10. This game has been bananas. They were down 8-2 after 3.
Nice.
They scored 4 in the 4th. Then they gave up 2, so they were down 10-6. 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, now 2 in the 7th to take an 11-10 lead.
Wow.
Wild.
Pretty good.
But they still got to get them out again. So
yeah,
that has been a challenge. But man, this team finds a way.
Is that Stone at the plate, or is that Steele?
Yeah, that would be Stone because Slade is the lead off.
What a great group of names, gosh.
Yeah, Steele, Stone, and Slade.
Stone, and Slade.
What a group of names. Yeah, wow.
3 dudes. 3 dudes who can play the game really well. I think Slade's swing is just sweet.
Oh, it's so sweet.
It's so
sweet. So smooth. Such a
He's really good.
Yep.
I think they're playing on Tuesday at home. So it is my birthday, and usually on my birthday, if I have the day off and they're playing a game, I'm usually going out and watching them play.
You know who I got to hang out with at the May River game tonight, other than Mullis? Got to hang out with Hollywood Hargis, Logan Hargis, former Sharks superstar. Yeah. He was hanging out down in the bullpen with me on Mullis's little platform, his little hunting stand he's got down there. And but no, Hargis is working as a mechanic for Cleveland Site Prep, and
that's nice.
He grew up around it. His dad was a mechanic, so he grew up playing with stuff, and ended up going right there out of school and getting a nice job. So good to see him. Oh man, Alabama pulling away now. Duke survived, and Michigan. I'm sorry, Michigan pulling away from Alabama. Up 14. Up 14 now.
Stone just got on. He got a single.
Yep, he did. So looks like they're gonna. Maybe add to the lead. And Chip Hetzel he was on the mound the last 2 innings. We'll see if he goes back out to try to finish it off.
God, look at these stat lines. 11 runs on 11 hits, 10 runs on 13 hits, 4 errors for the Eagles, and 3 errors for
Hetzel, by the way, is 3 for 3 with a triple.
Holy
wow.
He's been seeing it pretty good tonight.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Michigan in control. That's the other thing I was going to talk about was Colton Freeman, Beaufort High stud, state champion in South Carolina. So he got the nod to the National High School Coaches Association High School Nationals in Virginia Beach. He was the only Lowco guy who made it through to the quarterfinals. So let's see, Colton had a couple of big wins Today he got a bye in the first round. Then he tech falled a guy from New York, and then he decisioned a guy from Massachusetts 7-3. And tomorrow afternoon in the quarterfinals, he's going to face a gentleman from Connecticut named Maximus Konopka. And Maximus Konopka is a two-time national champion and number one ranked wrestler at 220 pounds. So Colton's got his work cut out for him tomorrow. But here's what Colton said per his dad. Let's see. He said, where'd it go? Dang, we texted a lot. He said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm going to go mess up his world and make his life miserable and see what happens. He didn't say mess up, though.
That's the right answer.
So,
way to
so
go about
Colton, I mean, he's one of the most brutal and physical wrestlers I've ever seen. He's just, God, he just manhandles people.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because it's hard to imagine a guy who can really dominate him. But certainly this guy is of the caliber that he might be able to. So should be a good matchup. What do you got? What are you owing about?
Bases loaded right now for the Eagles. Oh, someone just scored. 12-10.
Oh, yeah. Hetzel knocked one in. 12-10. Yeah. They might break this thing open yet in the seventh. But yeah, that was the other big story that I had. And then I guess the other, we noted it the other night, but it wasn't official yet. It is now official. The contract is signed. Beaufort High officially has its new AD for next year, and he'll start in July. It's Cody Slaughter coming back to the Lowco from South Florence, former Bluffton AD, and one of the most respected guys in the state, I think. And then I talked about it a good bit the other night, but he's really grown into a great AD during his time at South Florence. And he runs a tight ship. He runs great events, and I'm really excited about that. That Beaufort maybe will utilize their facilities for more tournaments and things like that. But yeah, I think it seems like the reception on social media was overwhelmingly positive. They're really exciid about Cody. And I mean, I don't know I'm not trying to cast any blame or whatever, but I think just the last 2 or 3 years, it's kind of trended down a little bit as far as the athletics at Beaufort. And so I think people are excited for somebody who's got a proven track record, and they hope that it'll go back in the other direction. So that community loves their sports and their teams, and they'll always line up to support Beaufort High, and if you got a good front man out there asking for help, you're going to get a lot of it. So should be good days ahead for Beaufort High athletics.
And I think did we mention that AGCA has a new AD as well?
We mentioned that as well. Grunk is back.
Grunk is returning to HACA. I think that's a good fit for them. He'll be the boys' head coach for when he returns for basketball, which he was a great coach when he was the head coach for HACA, getting them to a state championship appearance. Obviously falling short to Hillman Prep that one year. Of course, Harry Skinner was on that team, and a bunch of other players, including Isaiah Anderson and a few other players on that team. So he knows how to coach a good team. He knows how to put together a good squad, and I'm sure he's gonna be a huge help to what I think is a growing boys basketball program for Hilton Head Christian. So to have him back
kind of in
as head basketball coach will be great.
Yeah, kind of a reset. They're kind of in rebuild mode right now. But they just haven't had that front man who you could really attract people to come over, I think. But Grunkemeyer definitely has the credentials, having been a big-time D1 assistant coach and played at that level, and proven track record. So Kepke with a 2-run single now, 14-10.
Oh, yeah, they're blowing it open.
They were once down 8-2 in this game. Baseball's a crazy game. So that's about all I got. So we'll do sponsors. Shout out to Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head. Hudson Seafood House on the Docks is it's a staple on Hilton Head.
Yep.
It's one of the tried and true spots, the OGs. You got to check it out when you're down this way. And they also help us put on Under the Bus with Curry Kirkpatrick, Rich Basirko, and Bob Stevens every week on the Lowco Media Network. And those guys are always a good time, and they'll have a lot to say next week about this NCAA tournament and Major League Baseball getting underway. So be sure to tune in to the Lowco Media Network. We have Twenge and Twombly, our friends from Beaufort, personal injury attorneys with a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twenge and Twombly. HHI Windows and Doors wants to improve your view of the Lowco. That's our friend Coach Barron, the former basketball coach at Hilton Head Prep, hung up his whistle after winning all those state championships, and he's focused on a new kind of screens at HHI Windows and Doors. And then, of course, Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, and Colton Freeman, a veteran of Reverence. So he's putting on up there at the Virginia Beach Nationals. And then Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not, and all kinds of good places to eat right around down there at Jay's. So get you something to eat. Pop back over and listen to the conversation while you munch. But those are our sponsors. Time for our parting thoughts. What do you got, Max Raj?
Well, I'm sure you guys saw, obviously, a fellow Peach Belt Conference member, Lander, their men's basketball team is, of course, going to the NCAA Division II
and
Final
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're
great news for them. They're a very solid basketball team. I did not expect them to get this far, but they've been very impressive as of late. So congrats to them. They're gonna have a tough matchup coming up. I don't remember who they were playing. I think I saw it, but I don't remember exactly who they were playing. But nonetheless, it's going to be a tough matchup for whoever they play. And if they keep playing the way they are, who knows? We might.
They get number one Nova Southeastern.
Ooh, that's a powerhouse.
National championships. Yeah. So that's a very tough opponent. But with the way Lander's been playing, they might have a shot. We'll see how they do. Obviously, Major League Baseball opening day, opening week or weekend, whatever it is, at this point has started.
And the ABS system has already played a big role in a couple of games.
It has, and
it was hilarious watching O'Neal Cruz get punched out after he thought he walked.
Freaking idiot! What an idiot! He's such. It frustrates me so much because he really screwed the pooch the other day with Paul Skeens on the mound. And him out in outfield, not making a catch, not running hard enough to get a catch, just ridiculous. And of course, it led to Paul Skeens, allowing 5 runs on 37 pitches with not even getting out of the first inning for the guy who was really the head pitcher for Team USA at the World Baseball Classic. So that's a great start for them. Surprisingly enough, the Mets started out the season 1-0. Who would have thought?
And the Nationals beating my Cubs.
Atlanta Braves are obviously currently playing right now, or about to finish, hopefully, against the Kansas City Royals. I don't have a score, but I'll check it later. I was thinking about the ABS system, and this is like a could you imagine scenario that will never happen, but I just could not stop thinking about it. Could you imagine how often the ABS system would be used if Angel Hernandez was behind?
Well, still mostly the same amount because you only get so many. But
but if they keep getting it right, though, you get.
Well, you're right. Braves win, by the way, 6-0 over the Royals.
Yeah, Drake Baldwin got a big homer. Obviously, National League Rookie of the Year this past year. So I'm very excited for my Atlanta Braves. They, especially with a good start to their season against what is a up and coming Kansas City Royals team. So
Chris Sale was dealing 6 innings, 6 Ks, 3 walks, 3 hits, and then the bullpen did his job.
He was good. And of course, I am now able to watch Braves baseball now because forever I haven't had direct TV or anything like that, but they now have that Braves Vision thing. that now I am able to
Nice.
watch Braves baseball for the first time in like 6-7 years or something like that. I mean, it's completely their own
Great.
thing. Yeah,
Fantastic.
6-7.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah,
but
good stuff.
it
Yeah,
is good
it's been
stuff.
great to have baseball back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really
sure
is.
has.
Although the
It,
one
I
thing
love
I
it.
saw some people complain about it on social media is, so why do we have to have it so where you play one game, then you're so excited for one game, then you have to wait another
Right.
day off. But
So
baseball,
they have it. It's a weather day built in for your home opener
sure,
because you
that
have all
makes
the
sense.
pomp and circumstance. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, I just didn't ever
Um,
realize that. It was like,
but
okay,
there's a real easy solution to this. Just don't schedule any season openers in freaking March in cold weather places. Just
yeah,
put them in domes and warm weather
sure.
places. Like
true.
Yeah,
it's fine. The
That
Cubs
win,
aren't gonna. It's not
yeah,
gonna hurt anybody's feelings that they don't have to play when it's
because
36
Ian,
yeah,
degrees
I
outside.
I saw Ian Happ got a hold of one, and I thought he
yeah.
hit an absolute rocket during their game today at Wrigley Field, and ended up because of the wind, ended up being a flyout in front of the warning track. Like it was just,
Yeah.
I was like, because I watched as he hit it, and I was
Oh,
like,
you
dust
can't hit the
coming out
ball in
of
the
the
air there until like
no,
No.
May.
Nope.
yeah, it's hard, it's difficult, but
Yep.
it is what it is, and that's part of it. You know, it's always great when you see early in the season, you look at Minneapolis and they have a series going on and it's currently snowing in Minnesota while they're playing a game at Target Field.
Yeah. Yeah. Craziness.
Anyway, but that's it for
Craziness.
me. So
You know what's
I'll let
funny about the ABS system is that they use the players' measurements, like their official measurement, their height, to determine their strike zone in the ABS system.
really.
So a bunch of guys who used to be 6 foot are now 5'10.
And Aaron Judge is
But no, like Alex Bregman was 6 foot, and then last year he was 5'11, and this year he's 5'10.
boy.
Yep.
Benjamin Button, are we? Seriously.
Yeah, he'll be Eddie Goodell before the end.
By
What
the
do you
time he
got,
retires,
Wesker?
he'll be as tall as
Yeah, I
us too.
mentioned it happened a couple days ago, but I didn't talk about it there. Will Wade doing NC State really dirty
Yeah,
by leaving after one
God,
year and
what an
going back
he
idiot.
to
does
LSU.
somebody dirty every year.
He
Yep.
did 3 teams, 3 years in a row, 3 different teams. It just well,
Crazy.
like you got to feel bad for the NC State players too. Any of those players who just came in to go with Will Wade. I
Well,
mean, they
most
may
of
hit
them
the
went
chance.
with him from McNeese to go there,
Well,
right?
that's true. That's absolutely true. So then they're just taking the transfer portal probably over to
Yeah,
LSU. It's
just a
not an issue.
traveling
But
band of
you would think
mercenaries.
too, it's not really so much the players, more of the boosters and the fans who were hoping he would build something at NC State because obviously NC State's a
Mhm.
well historic program,
Yep.
and a very storied program over the years. And you would have thought he would have stayed at least a couple more years, but hey, he's going to go back to LSU where all of his crap started. So hey, you know, it is what it is. But I agree
Well,
with
hey, all
you.
the stuff that he got in trouble for there is legal now. So
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly. Like that's the other thing. Like it's just you're like it's legal now. Welcome back, Will. Come on with us. Come back here
but
to.
LSU's not really looking to fill its coffers with its halls with like well respected coaches, huh?
Yep.
You got Kiffin, you got Mulkey, and now you got Will Wade back in there. They're really just leaning into
Money,
it,
man.
Yeah.
leaning
It's
into
the
it.
money.
Yep.
What else?
Indeed.
What else, Wes? Did you have more to say about Will Wade? By the way,
That was pretty much certainly it I'm not sure how it's gonna end out for NC State, but certainly just very intriguing to see him go after 1 year and head back to a
Final
school,
score.
especially to that school, LSU, where
crazy.
he some crazy news over there. Um, and then speaking of college basketball, just wanted to say once again, well wishes to Nick Pringle and what a
Yeah.
joy it was to cover
Yes.
him throughout the years,
Yes.
and I just remember the memories of having him on one of our very first shows and getting to talk to him when he committed to Wofford and the excitement that he had and then carrying into his senior year and just the journey that he went on to inspire so many. And it's not easy to make it from junior college. I mean, it's possible, but
Right.
you really got to dig in and do the hard work, and he certainly did. And he made his own mark. Like he found his style of game. of the way that he could contribute to a Division I team, and showed out in junior college, and it proves us all that you can make it big from the Low Country if you have that drive and desire. And it's just a great message and motivating factor for so many young kids, especially over those at Seabrook. And we're continuing to see it, what Devin Yard has been doing. You mentioned her; she's playing college ball now at Division I, played in the NCAA tournament with that Vermont team, and this is what the most rewarding part of what we do is to see these kids take that national stage and find a way to embrace it and make the most of it, and be those darlings or exciting players to watch. And Nick Pringle certainly was. They loved him in Alabama. They loved him at Arkansas as well. I mean, a coach's player, but also someone who just is able to come up with those highlight reel dunks and blocks, and he's able to not just produce and make big plays, but he has those eye-popping abilities and just, like I said, incredible personality that reverberates off the court as well. Those are the players that you just love to cover, love to watch out there, and it's just really worked. It looks good in the community. You have a player like that represents you, and it's going to be exciting to see where his professional outlook and his prospects go here going forward. But man, it's just crazy to see that this is it for. I mean, we've covered him so long, and this is the end of the road for this chapter of his career, and hopefully more to come. But just reflecting, I mean, it has been quite the experience and quite the accomplishments for Nick, and I hope that he continues to give back and support the local community, and I'm sure that he will. I feel that he will absolutely take time to do that, and you never know. We could see him in a role at some point, as you said, in Seabrook or somewhere else in the Lowco. He just feels like that kind of kid, that kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's I enjoyed watching Nick Pringle play, and it's obviously it's sad to see the end of his college career, but no doubt I think he'll get his opportunities playing professional ball, whether it's the NBA or somewhere overseas. I think he's going to get his opportunities to play. He's a gifted player, and he'll get his chances somewhere. But yeah, it would be great to see him back in Seabrook involved in something. But that's definitely something down the road that we could definitely see. And obviously, Whale Branch has had a lot of players come from their school that have returned to either help coach and or do other stuffs involved around athletics in Whale Branch. So it is definitely something down the road that we could see him come back to Seabrook and really help out with Whale Branch and potentially their basketball program, both girls and boys basketball. So yeah, definitely. What a great career he had through the multiple schools he was at. What an interesting career he had from the start of his college career and through and obviously Alabama over to South Carolina, then Arkansas. Just really cool college career that he had, and so I'm excited to see what his next step is for him. By the way,
you really like red and black type.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
By the way, we do have a final score. Hillman Christian Academy scores 8 unanswered runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings to en route to a 14-10 win over Lawrence Manning. If that's correct, I believe Hillman Christian is still undefeated in region play.
No, they're 13-1 overall, definitely undefeated.
Yeah, 13-1 undefeated.
Only loss was
to
play. Savannah Christian.
Have yet to play JP2, so we'll see how that turns out. But a great win for Hillman Christian. Chip Hetzel did good on the mound. A few pitchers actually pitched on the mound tonight. Hetzel, Gem, and of course Maul as well. Each had 2 innings worth. Hetzel had 3 innings. So
Hetzel was the one. He did good work. 3 innings of really good relief.
Yeah, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and no walks for him. So
he shut him down. Our friend Javon Livingston noting that Bridges softball beat Edisto. They did 11-10. Scored 2 in the bottom.
I'll tell you what, Bridges brought baseball and softball. Don't forget about.
Don't sleep on them. That baseball
they're
team
coming.
Solid.
They're coming around, definitely.
I watched that baseball team during the fall when they were playing that whole tournament with a bunch of schools in it during the fall season. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
Diamond something.
Diamond Prospects thing.
Yeah, Diamond Prospects. Watched a couple of their games.
Well, they got some dudes
at Burton Wells, and they got some players on that team. So definitely keep an eye out because I've seen a couple rankings with Bridges Prep sitting among the top 5, top 10 in 2A baseball right now. So I mean,
really,
definitely keep an
how
eye
about
on
that?
them.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Bryce Young's a dude, and they got some other
Yes,
guys who
yes, he is.
they're 10-2. They're 10-2 right now. And yeah, Bryce is kind of the big dude, but Dawson Cook, Denver Jones, Dylan Simonson, Finn Brock, Island Stanley, James Williams, Layett Tillotson. I mean, they got some guys. They
Oh,
got a pretty good
actually,
little
there's one more
crew.
thing that I saw today. Bryson Nimmer is currently in the running for a top spot, potentially a win. He's currently 4 strokes back, 4 or 5 strokes back, going into the second round on Friday. Shot 6 under at the Club Car Championship on the Corn Ferry Tour today. So he's trying to look for his second Corn Ferry Tour win. He's trying to get that PGA Tour card, obviously, because everybody is on the Corn Ferry Tour. Everybody's trying to go and get their PGA Tour card. So he's trying to fight for it right now. I think he's 4 or 5 shots back with a 6 under round today at the Club Car Championship. So keep an eye on him throughout the weekend. He may end up doing something interesting in those final 3 rounds on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday, excuse me. So
Yeah,
final 2 rounds.
He shot 6 under yesterday. He shot even today.
Okay.
So he's still at 6 under. He's tied for 46th now.
Oh man.
But 9 under is tied for 14th. So like if he goes and throws and 12 under is second. So if he goes and throws 66, then he's right in it. So we'll see.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. That was yesterday. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I also saw that they charged someone in the theft of his golf clubs a while back.
Finally.
And he never got those back, by the way.
He never got them back. No.
Crazy stuff.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
There's a
really
whole story about that on PGA posted this whole story about it on their social media account.
Yeah.
I had to read it because I was like, that is ridiculous. And it clearly was, because they finally found someone who did it. But it is interesting. Other golf news, I'm sure we all saw today that Tiger Woods once again, another freaking car accident. Like, does he learn from
and
past
charged with DUI again?
What an idiot! Like, seriously though, does he not learn from past experiences? I want to root for Tiger Woods.
Details. Was it alcohol or was it pills? Because he's had all those surgeries.
Did he not just come? He's just come back to play golf on the TGL thing again.
Yeah, just the other day, and there was speculation that he might play at Augusta, but not now. Obviously,
not anymore. What an idiot,
man! What a tragic turn.
At this point,
it has taken.
Since you're making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, buy a Rolls Royce, have someone drive you instead.
Yeah, facts. Hire a driver, bro. Hire a driver. Facts. Somebody's got to tell him that. Somebody in his circle's got to be like, "Hey, man, you got to hire a driver. You can't
get a chauffeur,
can't
dude.
Be doing this.
You get a chauffeur."
No doubt.
Yeah. All right, boys. Good stuff. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making it possible. And thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. We love keeping you in the loop on what's happening on the Lowco sports scene. So we'll be back to do that again in a couple of days' time, I'm sure. So for Max Araj and Wesker, I'm Justin Jarrett. Y'all have a great weekend. And until next time, go Lowco.